I don't know why I said Apex Legends. Anthem. It's the same problem as Anthem. It's like, look at this amazing, stunning world you can fly around in your Iron Man suit. Well, yes, thank you, Mr. Pokemon Company. That is an amazing, very nice looking world that I can fly around in my Iron Man suit.
Wait, are you honestly comparing Sword and Shield to the Iron Man game?
For a fox, you're really not that clever, are you? Hello everyone, I am Limbo Fazframe, servant of the Lotus, and today we have a video by another commentator by the name of NaiTaiDai. About a month ago, someone by the name of Insane Spyro did a rant on the Pokemon Sword and Shield trailer, which in turn was responded by a foxy friend here, which I'll be covering. Guess it was a matter of time before it covered something to do with Pokemon. So with that out of the way, let's begin.
Like, let me give you the rundown. So first of all, it looks nice. It looks like Let's Go, except with a couple of more shaders. The lineless mod's still there. Everything looks great. I think we were definitely expecting that from the Switch game, and no one was really gonna be like, oh, what? But the rest though, it's kind of the problem that a lot of the modern games have, even if it is not a live service like Apex Legends or 76, where I don't know why I said Apex Legends. Anthem. It's the same problem as Anthem. It's like, look at this amazing, stunning world you can fly around in your Iron Man suit. Well, yes, thank you, Mr. Pokemon Company. That is an amazing, very nice looking world that I can fly around in my Iron Man suit.
Wait, are you honestly comparing Sword and Shield to the Iron Man game?
I said it in your comments and I'll say it again. He was referring to Anthem, you friggin' melon. And while I know you're in no way interested in Anthem, you could have at least watched the trailer for it to make sure you didn't say something completely idiotic. Or better yet, you could have used context clues to figure that out.
We get to see a glimpse of the starter Pokemon, and all of the starter Pokemon, in my opinion at least, look pretty bad. A lot of people are comparing the Fire Bunny to the Arcade Bunny from the Nintendo Switch Arcade, or the Star Bunny from Mario, which I can fully agree with, because goddamn, do they look like they're out of ideas.
Oh boy! It's the tried and true Game Freak is totally out of original ideas for Pokemon designs argument. You know, the argument that's kind of made fun of nowadays? Now, someone pointed out to me that he probably said that because two of the stars are a rabbit and a monkey, and we've already had Pokemon based on those animals. If that is what he's saying, there are numerous animals that have the same species. After all, we've had numerous Pokemon that were based on birds, fish, snakes, and butterflies. So why would having a star that's a rabbit or a monkey be an issue? You don't even bring up Sobble, which could easily be a water-type chameleon. Lastly, that remark about Store Bunny. I'd like to see those comparisons, since anecdotal evidence won't cut it.
Calls out Spyro for using anecdotal evidence. Well, a few seconds ago,
oh boy! It's the tried and true Game Freak is totally out of original ideas for Pokemon designs argument. You know, the argument that's kind of made fun of nowadays?
way to be hypocritical, you melon.
Think it just flexibility, love, and trust. Here comes a thought.
Be gone, such!
Clear that when you make 900 Pokemon, because remember, we're going into the 900s now. It's clear when you make 900 of the bastards that you're obviously going to run out of ideas. The pool is drying up, and we're getting to Digimon levels where they were like, let's make 1,000 Digimon per season. So now we're in like, oh, there's Burgermon, which is literally just a hamburger. Or there's fucking Pencilmon, which is just a pencil. It's going back to the 5th generation. Ooh, It's going back to the 5th generation problem, where it's like, here's an ice cream and here's a trash bag because we're so bankrupt on ideas.
Universe based on New York, and New York is known for producing a lot of trash. So it makes sense that there's a Pokemon based on garbage. You know, people bitch him out all the time about Garbodor, but I've never seen anyone complain about these. Just because the design isn't visually appealing doesn't mean that it's uninspired.
I probably would if you told me where they're from. But in all seriousness though, what is the point of bringing them up if you're just gonna pop them on screen without any context? If you're gonna do that, at least say where these characters are from.
And then we get to all the other things that we saw within the trailer itself that he didn't address, but were there nonetheless. Like when he walks into the grass, we see that it is the do-do-do-do-do-do flash random Pokemon appears, which I think is now a downgrade from Let's Go. I much prefer seeing the Pokemon on the overworld. It made the Pokemon, or it made the world I should say, it made the world feel a lot more alive, because it's not just a bunch of people standing around with nothing happening. There are actually Pokemon in the grass or in the trees. You can see them flying around. It makes the world feel more immersive. It makes it feel like an actual living, breathing world. There's stuff going on, whereas now it's back to the dead fields with nothing in.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire already had a similar feature.
I think we've got a difference of opinion on that one.
You could tell if there was a Pokemon in a patch of grass, and you had to make your way over to your target without triggering a wild encounter. The tall grass sort of serves as a means to encounter wild Pokemon by surprise. Now, if you don't want to go through wild encounters, repels are always on sale at a Pokemart, which can now be found at Pokemon centers.
First, the Ruby and Sapphire thing was only in one generation, therefore that doesn't really count. Second, what was the point of bringing any of that up like he doesn't already know that? This doesn't change the fact that those games still have, as Spyro put it,
going on, whereas now it's back to the dead fields with nothing in.
It's not like you explained to him why wild encounters were better than how Let's Go handled them, or why they were some kind of must-have mechanic in Pokemon. You just said how wild encounters worked and left it at that.
I have to ask, would Pokemon in the overworld really add anything other than visual appeal? You have to take into account all the coding that would be needed, and the developers clearly thought that all that coding was unnecessary.
First, a massive oof for how horribly his point aged. Second, he explained why this is important before you interjected. And it's kind of reductionist to say Pokemon in the overworld is nothing more than visual appeal, especially considering that would be understandably forgiven in a handheld game is not so easily done for a console game, which is a generally higher standard of quality, especially in the visual department.
Say goodbye to daily stains and dirty surfaces with new Kitchen Gun. This sink is filthy, but just 3 shots from Kitchen Gun, and it sparkles like new.
But more importantly, I just want all the shit that people have been asking for literally years. I want full customization, not just a fucking, oh, you can get a red t-shirt, or you can get a yellow t-shirt, or if you're very good, you could get a green t-shirt. I don't want just generic t-shirt customization. I want the full works. Like, all you see all of these trainers wearing these fancy coats and boots, and sometimes like the Pokemaniacs, the Charizard and Slowpoke costumes. I want to see the full customization.
Okay, I admit I would like to see more customization myself. However, there's something you need to realize here. A lot of the outfits worn by NPCs are made specifically for them. It pertains to their trainer class, and the player's character is meant to be a blank slate. I doubt you can be a Dragon Master or a Fire Breather simply because you wear the outfit. Now, true, you get to wear a Team Rocket uniform in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but that's so you can sneak into Goldenrod Tower since it was taken over by the crime group. And while in Gen 4 games, and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you do put on a suit, it's basically for when you enter contests. My point is that yes, while you can change clothes in some games, it's usually only due to certain circumstances.
You are not making a good case when you say,
and the player's character is meant to be a blank slate.
Isn't it all the more reason for player customization? Also, is there something in the Pokemon lore that says it's some sort of massive taboo to wear clothes that don't pertain to your trainer class? Because if not, I'm not convinced that's a good enough reason to deny player customization, especially if the outfits would be considered non-canon. And as if he asked for Pokemania costumes to give you fire-breathing powers or whatever, just the ability to wear them.
I want to see randomizers, Nuzlockes, different difficulty settings for the veterans, because as somebody that played all 7 generations, I don't need to sit there with the starter again and learn how to catch Pokemon again for the 7th fucking time. As a veteran player, I know how to catch Pokemon and I don't need to go through this bullshit tutorial.
You know these games were originally aimed at kids, right? And yes, I know that veterans will probably buy the new games, but my point is, the tutorial is there for new players, which will most likely be kids that are new to Pokemon. Also, yeah, I'm sure Game Freak will totally make Nuzlocke a thing in the official games. From what I understand, a Nuzlocke is far more challenging than the official games, wherein if all of your Pokemon faint in the battle, they've technically died, and many players would consider that a game over. There's also the fact that if you KO a Pokemon in the wild while playing a Nuzlocke, the rules prevent you from capturing any other Pokemon in that area. I really doubt anyone who wants to buy an official Pokemon game would want to run the gambit of an official Nuzlocke, mainly because it means they would have to play the game over and over again, whenever their entire team would get beaten.
Implying being a child-centric franchise is any justification for not giving an option to skip tutorials. Emphasis on option. Unless you wanted to insinuate children are too dumb to decide whether or not they need a tutorial for a game they're playing for the first time.
So, I mean, I know people are already hyped. I've seen a few people saying that they already know what starter they're going to have. That's great, but for me, I will not be indulging unless they come up with something really good really quickly, like again a randomizer, a Nuzlocke, something to keep the veterans coming back.
Those things are fan inventions. Again, if you knock out a wild Pokemon in a specific area, you can't catch any other Pokemon in that area. And if your entire team is beaten in a battle, you most likely would have to start all over again. It's those kind of rules that would make an official Nuzlocke really frustrating to anyone new to the franchise. And I doubt any game that did that would sell all that well. Like it or not, Nintendo is a company, and their main goal is to make a profit, not pander to an adult fan base.
While I do agree that Nuzlocke seem too niche to be worth implementing officially, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. He did say to make it Nuzlocke's optional, therefore wouldn't really hurt new players who don't want to do it. Or better yet, they could have Nuzlockes in unlockable mode after beating the main quest. Kind of like Heaven and Hell, Hell and Hell, and Dancing Must Die modes for the Devil May Cry series. And that's the end of that. To be honest, this wasn't that bad of a video. But by the void did you have some bad points. Range from blatant inability to use basic context clues, to blatantly putting words in his mouth. I just really hope you pay a better attention next time. And with that, this is Fazframe signing out. See you in the Rift.